Hi there, my name's Amy, and I'm a volunteer for Mars Mini Aussie Rescue and Support. I have had miniature American Shepherds or Mini Aussies for about 17 years, and I have done rescue for just about as long. So I'm here today to answer some questions that a lot of people have. Is a Mini Aussie right for me? I'm going to speak in very broad generalizations. Not every dog fits every personality type or situation. But I'm going to speak from my experience of doing rescue. I've got one of my little guys right here. This is Halen. Anyway, Mini Aussies are a wonderful breed. They are very loyal and dedicated to their people. That being said, they are a herding breed. So that means they need a job to do. Most of them are not going to be couch potatoes. They don't just want to lay around on the couch every day. They need a job to do, whether it be mental stimulation or physical stimulation. So Mini Aussies make great sport dogs: agility, fly ball, nose work, tracking, disc, fast cat, any of that. And they excel at obedience and rally, any of those kind of sports that get them out of the home and that require some training. They love exercise. Mine go 4 miles with me every day. We hike, we train for agility. We're very, very busy. So if you find that you get one of these dogs and you're not giving it enough mental or physical stimulation, you may see it starting to act out or destroy the home or just be plain annoying. So these guys do need a job in order to kind of fit into their world. And this is genetics. This is a herding breed. And again, I'm speaking in kind of broad generalizations. There are Mini Aussies that they just want to lay around on the couch. They don't want to do very much. They are very few and far between. Doing rescue, probably the biggest reasons I get the dogs are people do realize that the dog needs more than they can offer. The dog does not like children, and they do nip and herd the children and bite them. Or the dog is just not good with strangers that come into the house. Now, this is a herding breed, and they are to protect the herd. So if a stranger were to come into my house that my dog doesn't know, they may definitely act up a little bit. They're protecting the herd, and I'm a part of that herd. So typically what I do is I just if I know somebody's coming over, I put my dogs in kennels. That way they don't have to get stressed out about the situation, and they are safe, and then I can have people into my home and I don't have to worry about them getting bit or hurted or my dog just stressing out. So there are a lot of things you can do there. These dogs, again, are wonderful at sport. They excel in agility and disc and obedience. I've seen them do everything: tracking, herding, lots of different things. So getting them out and giving them something to do is very, very important. Another one of the reasons I get the dogs is all of a sudden, maybe around age 2 of a child in the home, the dog is not fond of the kids. They start to nip the children or bite the children, whether it be, a child reaches out and grabs the dog once, or children move very quickly, which for a herding dog, that could mean, hey, I got to keep this kid in line. It's being unpredictable. So one of the biggest reasons is a family has a child and then we end up with the dog in rescue because the dog does not like the child, and that happens. There's a lot of different things. It's very, very difficult in the real world to manage small children and the dog together. It requires a lot of micromanaging, and a lot of people just are not able to do that. As we all know, kids are wild little creatures themselves, and sometimes it's just not feasible. So if you have a lot of young children in the home, children that like to run, they like to scream, they like to throw things, they love to pet and grab, bringing a Mini Aussie into the home may not be a great idea at that time. Now, sometimes when you have a puppy and you already have the children and they're kind of all raised together, sometimes that works, and everybody kind of grows up together and they learn the rules together and what's expected. So just another thing to keep in mind. Again, I am speaking in very broad generalizations. I have one Mini that absolutely adores children, and I have another that despises children, and I don't even have kids in my home. It's just kind of the way that they're wired a little bit too. So, if you're not incredibly active and you don't really like to get out for walks or, play Frisbee or attend training classes, these dogs may not be for you. Again, there are those occasional ones that I have come across, and I had found one that was a couch potato, and I had no problems adopting that dog out to my 70-year-old parents. They just like to go for walks and hang out at home, and the dog did beautifully. But depending on where the dogs come from and their pedigree, some come from very hard-working lines, which means these dogs definitely need a job to do. So keep that in mind as well. Lots of room to run. They are going to herd. If you have livestock or ducks or chickens or sheep, they are probably going to want to herd and get in there. So that's going to be something that you might have to manage as well. But these dogs also excel at farm work, being able to help, hold the sheep in place while you move one, all that kind of stuff. And they can learn to respect livestock as well. They don't need to be, harassing livestock. It just requires training. So getting one of these dogs means you will have to be doing some training with the dog, teaching it to walk on leash properly. Crate training is a wonderful thing to do with the dogs, because if they go to a groomer or go to the vet or you're traveling, dogs need to be able to be in a kennel. So these guys do require some training, and they learn very quickly. They're very, very smart dogs, and they're very savvy to routine and things like that. So hopefully this has just given you a brief introduction into the breed and kind of what they're like. Again, they are very devoted to their people. They love their people. You are their herd, and they will keep you on your toes. They're very smart dogs. They're very active dogs, and they're just wonderful. So if you are someone who is very, active, and you want to get out there and maybe try some dog sports like Frisbee or obedience, this is a wonderful, wonderful breed of dog for that kind of lifestyle. Again, I'm a very active person, so my dogs, they hike with me every day. We occasionally run. We train agility. We do a Frisbee. We do a lot. And so, at the end of the day, we are all ready to sleep. We don't have any destruction of the house. They're always tired at the end of the day. And so am I, which is wonderful. But anyway, hopefully this gives you a little bit of insight into the dog. If you were kind of questioning like, I'm kind of interested, but I'm not a super outdoorsy or active person. You might live in an apartment and you don't get out very much. Not to say that these dogs can't live in apartments. Again, I'm just generalizing, but prepare to have a pretty active dog that requires training and stimulation. So hopefully this has kind of given you some things to think about, and we will be posting additional videos on this YouTube page with different training tips and other things that people suggest to us. So thank you for stopping by. Thank you.